Hello, my friend. It is Adrian Chenault, son of Tom Chenault, and today is a beautiful day. It's July 1st. It is Tom Chenault's birthday. It is also Tom Chenault's anniversary, for what it's worth. So as you wish Tom a happy birthday here on the live, you can wish Denise and he a happy 21st anniversary as well. So it's a big day. He's a smart man. He said, if I get married a second time, I might as well do it on my birthday, so I never forget my anniversary. So that's a good lesson learned. That's an extra tip from Tom that is not in my top 5 lessons learned from my dad. But man, I'll tell you, I have been incredibly blessed to get to grow up as Tom Chenault's son, to get to watch him and learn from him and have a front row seat, and to get to see some of the things maybe behind the scenes that not all of you get to see who know him in his public persona but didn't get to be in the background, right? I've gotten to see things in his character and about him that are remarkable that maybe you haven't gotten to see. And so I want to share 5 great lessons that I have learned from my dad that I think you'll enjoy, that I think you can apply to your life, and I think you'll see how those show up in his public persona if you have followed him, but that maybe I can shed a little bit of extra light on those things. So happy birthday, Dad. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I've learned so much from you. These last 3 years have been literally a dream come true to get to work together and to deepen our friendship and to grow together. It's just been awesome. So 5 things that I've learned from my dad. Number one of the things that some of you really know about him, but that maybe not all of you do, I don't know somebody who has a heart for the little guy in the way that Tom Chenault does. I mean, he is just unbelievable when it comes to that. And he helps so many people, you know, without ever making any big deal about it, without anybody ever knowing about it, without an expectation of any payment in return or any help in return. And it's a beautiful, beautiful lesson. And I said something about him a long time ago that I think about often, which is that, you know, I think that a lot of times, you know, you think about a poker game, right? When all the chips are down, there's a lot of people that, you know, you see what they're made of in that moment. And a lot of people kind of slowly back away, and they're afraid that they don't really show up when the stakes are high. And what I really appreciate and love about my dad is that he is somebody that when the water is deep, you want to call Tom Chenault, because he will help you. He will take the shirt off his back. He will find a way to help you. And I mean, it's just incredible, you know, not even just giving his own money or whatever, right? Like I've seen him help somebody, you know, I've seen him help somebody who is about to get evicted from their house because they hadn't been paying their mortgage. I've seen him go in and help and like renegotiate with the banker on behalf of somebody who just didn't have the strength or couldn't figure out how to. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that Tom Chenault is made of. And we could all learn a lot from that. I have learned a lot from that. I have a long way to go in ever being able to live up to that legacy, but it's an incredible thing. And it's really, it's, you know, the reason I believe that my dad is as beloved as he is, I think that's maybe the number one reason, is I think that he really, really helps people, and he really does it when nobody else is looking. And I think that's a great lesson to learn. The second thing is that he is really good at getting his own ego out of the way. And it's funny, I've been thinking, I thought we were joking about something on his podcast yesterday, because I gave him some feedback recently that was kind of a funny situation. But, you know, even as a kid, like I could tell my dad, don't do that, or I don't like that you did that, or that, you know, that bothers me, or that hurts my feelings, or whatever. And he has always been incredibly willing to take feedback. He doesn't have a big ego when it comes to receiving that kind of feedback from people, and especially as his son. It could have been, you know, I coming into starting contact mapping together, it could have been really a challenge to, you know, to do this, because it's his baby, right? It's his thing. And yet he has been just incredible, and he has really stood back and given me the space to grow this thing and to make it my own, and I'm really grateful for that. But I think that's true in general, right? I think that he puts his foot in his mouth often, but you can tell him, and that's a good combination, I think. The next thing I would say is that he really speaks his mind. And I think this is something that probably is one of the things that people most love about him in his public persona, is that he's somebody who doesn't pull punches. He's somebody that speaks the truth with love. And that's really important too, right? He's not somebody, I think there are some people out there that they kind of, they thrive on just being controversial for controversial sake. And it's not about love. It's not about saying the hard thing that needs to be said. It's just about attracting attention or being controversial or whatever. And that's not him. He says the thing that needs to be said, even when it's going to cost him, even when it is maybe not going to make him more popular, or at least where you'd be worried it's not going to make him more popular. And I think that counterintuitively, what has worked out for him, and this is again a lesson for me to learn, especially I'm so much more reticent than he is. And I've had to learn to speak bold, to be more bold, because I think that's something that he has done extremely well. And I think that it has made him the man that he is. I think it has given him the opportunities that it has. And it's something that I want to learn and to emulate about my dad. The other thing that also sort of fits into this same category is that one of the lessons I've learned from my dad is to be a little crazy, right? You have probably seen pictures of him making people sit fully clothed in the bathtub with him, or just all this crazy stuff that he has done. And that is something that I think has made him memorable. It's made him lovable. It's made him approachable. And I have a lot to learn from that. I'm the oldest kid. I think I have always been a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more stay in the box. And I laugh all the time because I'm like, man, he can say anything. And like people just go, oh, Tom, you're so funny. You're so crazy. And I can't get away with that crap. And I don't know, like, I think it's like, now I've got, like, I'm so far down here that I've got to, like, slowly inch it up, because if I, like, come up here to the crazy, I can't get away with it. People don't expect that from me. But that's a beautiful thing about you, Dad, that you have so much fun. You don't have to be the smart guy. You're the crazy guy, and I love that about you. And I still have a long way to go in that category. And yeah, exactly. Sean Murphy says, Tom is unforgettable. Trust me, I have tried to forget him. So that's just an awesome, beautiful thing about him. And the last thing, so he turned 69 years old today. And routinely what happens is my dad goes, I just found out about this new thing. I'm learning this new thing. I just read this new book. I just heard about this new piece of technology, and you got to check this out. We got to figure this thing out. His favorite move is he buys whatever new piece of technology is. He buys 2 of them. He sends one to me, one to him, and he says, you figure this out and then explain it to me how it works. But I know it's going to be important. But he's always growing. So whether that's technology, whether that's that, my dad's the one who taught me how to do Facebook Live. Like, what the heck? That's crazy, right? He's the guy who was the adopter who learned how to do this stuff, and that I am learning from him in those areas where, typically you would not expect that at all. But it's also true in personal development, right? He went through the Landmark Forum in the 1990s and has continued to invest in his own personal growth and development all throughout his life. He has always been gifting me books that I should read in order to help me grow. And he's so committed to never getting stale, he's totally in that mode of, if you're not growing, you're dying. And he's never going to die because he's always growing. And I am so appreciative of that, both in terms of the example that he has set for me, and also in the contributions that he continues to make, and that they just grow and grow and grow because he, as a human being, grows and grows and grows. And we have so much of an opportunity to learn from that example. And, you look at somebody like him that maybe, it would be easy to think, well, he's earned the right to rest on his laurels. He's not going to do that. He does not have that in him, and neither should you. And so I'm really thankful for that. The last thing, this is my bonus. So that was 5. My bonus one is he puts fun in everything. I mean, we laugh. Anytime that he's a part of something, it's going to be more fun as a result of him being involved in that. And he makes sure that he's always having fun, and that means that you're always having fun. And, who wouldn't want to be like that and be around that? And so, those are just the things that most come to mind about him. I could go on all day, but I want you to know, Dad, that you touch so many lives. I'm so thankful for your example and everything that you've taught me. I love you. All these people love you too. So make sure you give him a shout out in the comments. Thank you for watching with me. Love you all. Love you, Dad. Love you, Denise. Happy anniversary too. And have the best day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.